Okay, here we go. Welcome back. It's been a while since I've been on YouTube, so I'm really happy to offer this class. This class I call The Power of Flow. Because it moves a little bit with pace, it was really challenging to teach this online on the Zoom classes this past week. So I wanted to offer it again, especially for the students who joined in for the classes, to maybe learn how to do this sequence a little bit better, because it was really challenging. And this way you can use the video anytime you want, pause, replay, practice again and again, and try to get into this. Now, it's a practice that I chose to get the stagnation out of the body, get the cramps out, get the kinks out, and especially since a lot of us have been home for the past 2.5 months, many of us have been sitting a lot more than we would like to. Even though I know we can get out now, we can take long walks, but we want to get that flow going on in the inside again. So please stay very present, really open your ears, listen carefully to what I'm saying. Of course, I'm going to be doing the whole flow with you to make it a little bit easier. And getting into not only just the physical flow of our body, but also your internal flow, because your breath is always flowing, it's always there, and it's always smooth if you let it. So if your body is not feeling like it's working today, go inside. Notice how your breath is still flowing. Okay, also before we start, as you know, I'm a big supporter of our organization called Dogs Behind Bars. It's in Belgium. All the information is down below this video. If you would like to donate anything to our cause, please do so. I'm going to also put the information so you can look and see what we're doing. We're helping to sterilize dogs in Spain. It's a lot of work. Our flight just got canceled to go down there to do more work, so we're hoping to get back down there in August again. Okay, good. So what you'll need for this class is just one blanket, no other props. So yoga blankets are quite thick and heavy, which is really ideal because they stick to the ground. So if you can take your biggest, thickest, heaviest blanket, that would be great. You fold it in half, and then you fold it in half again. So you want it quite long, like that. And for the first part of our practice, we're gonna place it over our mat near the back third, okay? So just to test it out, when I come onto my blanket, my feet have space for downward facing dog, okay? So make sure you have plenty of space at the back of your mat, okay? Let's keep it there, and let's step to the top of our mat. We'll bring our feet hip distance apart, and we'll take our arms down alongside our body. We'll draw the chin in, and we'll close our eyes. I'm just gonna talk to you for a few moments as you stand in Samastitihi. Close your eyes, find your balance on both your feet. Know that your yoga practice is a very personal practice, even when oftentimes we can practice it in a large room with many other students. We're there together to practice something very personal to us. This is where so much of the energy of our yoga practices comes from. It's from going inside, finding how we are as beings, how we react to our environment, how our energies are moving inside our body. And it doesn't always have to be a perfect practice, right? It's about your own personal story and how you express yourself. So just take a few more breaths. As you breathe in, I want you to hold your breath at the very top. Hold it in. And then slowly let it out. And as you let it out, let your tailbone lengthen down towards the ground. Start to energize the fronts of your legs more as you lift your kneecaps. Breathe in again all the way to the top lungs. And hold your breath in. Breathe it all the way out through the nose. And let's do that one more time. Breathe in, inflate your lungs. Hold. And let it out. Begin to open your eyes. And here we go with our first of many sun salutations. Inhale your arms up. Fold, put a slight bend in your knees, drop your head, round your back. Lift your chest forward, flatten your back. Step back, downward facing dog over your blanket. Lift your sit bones, reach your heels back. So we're going to keep moving today. Come forward, shoulders over wrists. Come into the tiptoes, go all the way down. Take your toes back, heart forward, 3 times cobra. Inhale, chest up, and we wave it down. Here's pretty much your first flow. Inhaling, feeling the flow of the breath, exhaling down. One more time. It's a lot of arm work as well. And then down, toes under, push up into plank, downward facing dog. Take a breath. And as we breathe in, heels up, gaze forward, step to the top. This time your feet together, halfway up. We fold. Rounding in. Straighten the spine and then come all the way up. Hands together. Now we're going to link these. We're going to go all the way back down again. Tuck in. Reach forward. Step back. Downward facing dog. Inhaling forward, high plank pose. Into the tiptoes, go all the way down. Toes back, chest forward. Again, 3 times cobra. Go down. Really spread your toes, pressing all toenails into the ground. That's going to energize your inner legs. Wave it down. And one more inhale. Down. Toes under, we push up into plank, into downward facing dog, sit bones up. Then we lift the heels, we gaze up, we step, feet together, reach your chest, and fold. Tuck in. Rise up with a straight spine, open the heart, hands together, and we go back down again. Reaching chest forward, shoulders back. Step it over the blanket, downward facing dog. And then we come forward again into the Dandasana. Rock into the toes, one more time all the way down. Toes back, energize inner legs, reaching chest forward, and we go down. Wave it up, and we go down. One more time, wave it up. We go down, toes under, push up. Downward dog. Okay, taking a breath. As we inhale, heels up, gaze forward, always alternating your feet as you step forward. Not always the same foot. Flat back, round in. Rise up. Now let's add to this. Go all the way back down. Chest forward, step over, downward dog. Now, you have a choice. Let's come forward into high plank. We're going to go into chaturanga either halfway down. If that's heavy, you go all the way down. And then otherwise, you're coming into upward facing dog. Now, I'm going to start with my left knee bend so you can see this a little better with the camera. In my upward facing dog, I'm just going to bend my left knee right to the ground, and I'm going to float my toes up. And then from there, I'm going to keep my right leg really straight. I'm going to roll over it, sit to the back of my mat as my left foot comes right into the inner leg. I inhale my chest up, I flex my right foot, and I fold one time down my straight leg. Then I'm going to come back up again. Look over the right shoulder, hand back to the mat, point my right foot, keep that right leg really strong. To roll over it again, immediately take your left knee down. So you're back in that upward facing dog or cobra. Then take the toes down, downward facing dog. So let's try the other side. We're coming forward, rocking to the toes, go halfway or all the way down, upward facing dog. So now I'm going to bend my right knee, toes up, keep the left leg really strong, belly in, roll over the straight leg, foot immediately into the inner left leg, lift your chest and fold. Come back up again, looking over left shoulder, hand down. Point your left foot. Keep that left leg really strong. As you roll over it into your up dog or cobra, right knee down. There. Toes down, downward facing dog. Okay, so now inhale, heels up, look forward. You can either step or hop to the top of your mat. Fold. Okay, here we go. All the way up. Now let's connect this, and we're going to do it again with more flow. Fold. Halfway up. Downward dog. Coming forward, high plank. Chaturanga. Up dog. Bending left knee, toes up. Straight leg, right leg really powerful. Roll, sit to the back of your mat. Left foot to the inner leg. Hold your knees. Inhale, lift up. Flex your right foot, and we fold. Inhale, come up. Look over right shoulder, hand down. Point your right foot. Roll over that strong right leg. Left knee down. Toes down. Downward dog. Coming forward, high plank. Shift into toes, halfway down. Up dog. Strong legs. Bending only right knee, knee down. Roll, sit to the back, flex your left foot. Inhale, pick yourself up. We fold. We come back up, look over left shoulder, hand down, point your left foot, roll, knee down, upward facing dog. Toes down, downward facing dog. Woo. Okay, here we go. Inhale, heels up, look forward, hop or step to the top of your mat, and fold. We're going to keep linking, coming up, hands together, go all the way back down again. Let's add to this. Halfway up, step it back, downward dog. Come forward, plank. Open your chest, chaturanga. Up dog, bending left knee. Rolling over right leg, Janu Shirshasana, back of the mat, fold. Then we come up. This time you're going to look over left shoulder. Take the hand down to the floor. So you never slide yourself back onto the mat. You always stay on the floor, what we're doing. Then I'm going to lift my hips as I come onto the left knee. Lift my hips, and my right foot is going to point down to the ground. So I lengthen the front of that right leg, and I lift those hips, and I take my arm up and over. Then I take my hips down, and I look over my right shoulder, hand back down again. Point the right foot. We roll over that strong leg. Left knee down, upward facing dog. Toes down, downward facing dog. Okay, other side, plank, chaturanga, up dog. Bending right knee, keep that left leg really straight so you don't dump into your low back. Okay, roll, sit, flex left foot, fold. Coming up, looking over right shoulder, hand down. This is why the blanket is there. And then we're going to lift the hips, point the left toes, lift and push away from the back hand, the bottom hand as you take the top hand over. Then we take the hips down, look over left shoulder, point your left foot, keep that left leg strong as you come into upward facing dog and into downward facing dog. Taking a breath, lifting heels, looking up, hop or step. Halfway lift, and we fold. Let's keep adding. Come all the way up, go all the way down. Ardha Uttanasana, downward dog. Forward, high plank. Coming into the toes, going down. Up dog, bending left knee. Rolling over, sitting to the back of the mat, flex your right foot. In breath, out breath. Coming up, looking over left shoulder onto the floor. Point your right foot, lift your hips, coming up. Going back down. Now, take your right hand behind you, can also be on the wooden floor. Actually, no, take it to the mat. You're going to flex your right foot. You're going to lift your left knee vertical. You're going to come onto the tiptoes. You're going to turn your back foot out onto the side, so the outer edge of your back foot. Keep that back ankle, the right ankle locked. And then you're going to lift your hips. Again, so it's side plank, or what we call the wild thing. So you're out to the side, you're rotated out to the side. Now from there, just go ahead and turn into plank. Left hand down, downward facing dog. Okay, other side, maybe with a little bit more flow. Coming forward, chaturanga. Up dog. Bending right knee. Rolling over that strong left leg. Hold your knees and fold. Coming up, looking over right shoulder, hand to the floor. Point your left foot. Come up onto that right knee and shin bone. Push away from the bottom hand. Then you come down, look over left shoulder, left hand to the mat. Flex your left foot. Pick up your right knee. Come onto the outer edge of your left foot as you come into the wild thing. Then from the wild thing, flip it right into plank, into downward facing dog. Okay, we'll revisit that in a moment. Let's lift right leg. Knee to chest, gaze forward, step it through. Take your back heel down. And then just from there, let's go ahead and take the blanket to the side. Warrior one. Warrior two, open the back foot so it's parallel to the back edge of your mat. Look over your left shoulder. Take the hand down to the back leg lightly. Take your right arm up. Now, as you reach that very straight right arm over your head, try not to bend the elbow. As it reaches to the back of your mat, your right knee reaches forwards to the front of the mat. Then you come into warrior two again, looking over right hand. Take your back arm, reach it forward, press the palms together in the Namaste Mudra, cross your thumbs, lift your back heel, and now we add warrior three. So now we've done all three of them. Warrior three. Then we lean slowly back into the back foot. Open it back up again. Warrior two. Take your hands to your hips. Straighten your front leg. Turn your right toes in so your feet are parallel. And walk your heels to the back of the long edge of your mat. So you have more mat in front of you. Lift your chest up, open your throat, and then we fold. Fold at the hips, take your hands down, and then walk your hands between your feet and drop your head. Now, a lot of us tend to hang the elbows out to the side. Really hug the elbows towards each other so they're just a small shoulder distance apart. And then we come back up again into the halfway lift one more time. And then exhale, we fold again, walking the base of the palms back in line with the heels. And then we see if we can bend the knees a little bit and take the crown of the head down. Now, some of you won't be able to get the head down, and that's where you're gonna stay, right there, okay? Now keep working the elbows towards each other. Slide the shoulder blades back towards your hips. Okay, and then if you have the head down and you're more familiar with headstands, this is a tripod headstand, you're gonna pull the belly in and see if you can take your knees right on top of your elbows and then take the two big toes together. Take another breath. Okay, pull into your center, belly back, and then you're gonna spread your legs back out wide and down. Okay, then you walk back up into that halfway lift. Walk your feet more to the middle of the mat. Turn your right toes out. And we come up into warrior two. We take our hands down to either side of the foot. We lift the back heel. We take the left hand down flat. We rotate onto the outer edge of the back foot, so the heel drops to the left. And you're gonna take your front leg and you're gonna swing it back, toes behind the left knee joint, just the toes come down, and you reach your arm forward into that side plank again. Okay, and then we come into plank, downward facing dog. Okay, so let's try the other side. Left leg up. So we're just slowing this down a little bit. Knee to chest, look up, step through. Up onto your fingertips, back heel drops, warrior one. Open up, warrior two. So just let your back toes spin out a little bit. Warrior two. Okay. Look over back shoulder. Take the hand down, watch the hand go down. Left arm comes up. And as you reach that straight arm over the head towards the back of the mat, you reach your left knee forward. So we're getting longer through the side body. We come back into warrior two, so we look forward over left hand, and then we straighten front leg. We take our hands to our hips, we turn the left toes in, so the feet are parallel, and then we walk the feet back a little bit. And then we inhale, we lift our chest, we reach forward, and we fold again. Just taking the crown of the head close to the ground. And then we come up again halfway. Now, some of you who were not able to get their head down this time, take your two fingers and grab the inner edge of your big toe, and with that thumb, you connect with middle finger or forefinger, rather than pressing the thumb into the ground. Really make a circle, and you're gonna fold again. Those of you who are familiar with headstanding, take the hands deeper between the feet, the base of the palms up against the edge of the mat, squeeze your elbows together, slide the shoulder blades back, pulling belly in, and then again, either taking the knees to the elbows, or just see if you can float the legs out a little bit to the sides, or to the elbows, two big toes together, and then float them back and down. Come up, halfway lift. Everyone walk your fingertips forward, walk your heels onto the mat, turn your left toes out, warrior two. Okay, warrior two. Then you take your hands down, you lift your back heel, take your right hand down flat, roll onto the outer edge of your back foot so your heel goes right. Work your front leg, whoop, over the straight leg, just the toes come down, lift your hips, reach your left arm forward, open the chest to the side. Then take your hand down, we flip, and we come into downward facing dog. Okay, here we go. Inhale, lift your heels, look up, and step or hop to the top of the mat. Halfway lift, and we fold. Come all the way up, press your hands together. Now we're gonna connect everything. We're gonna go all the way down. Halfway up, downward dog. So hopefully your knees are okay because we're not using the blanket. Coming forward, high plank. Up onto the toes, chaturanga. Upward dog. Bending, left knee. Rolling over right leg, sole of the foot to the leg. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, coming up, looking over left shoulder. Coming onto the knee. Inhale, lift your hips. Exhale, take it down, looking over right shoulder, hand to the mat, lift your left knee, flex your right foot, side plank, wild thing. Flip it right into plank, downward dog. Lift your right leg. Knee to chest, look up, step through. Back heel down, warrior one, warrior two. Look over back shoulder, hand down, reverse your warrior, right knee moves forward. Warrior two. Swing the back arm forward. I hope I didn't forget this on the other side. Hook your thumbs, lift your back heel, reach, lift your back leg. I might have. Then you step it back, heel down, warrior two. Straighten your front leg, hands to hips, turn your right toes in. If you need space, walk your heels back. Inhale, lift your chest. And we fold. Hands come between the feet. Squeeze the elbows towards each other. Lift your sit bones. Inhale, come into a halfway lift. Fold again a little deeper. Bend your knees. See if you can take the crown of your head down. Keep squeezing elbows towards each other. And you can choose what you do. Either staying there or taking the knees on the elbows. One more breath. Then we float it back, down, come up, halfway lift. Turn your right heel in, bend the knee, warrior two. Take your hands down, lift your back heel. Left hand down, swing your right foot behind your left knee joint. Reach your right arm forward, side plank. Dandasana, downward facing dog. Now, other side, come forward, chaturanga. Up dog, bend your right knee, knee down. Roll over left leg, sit to the back of your mat, lift and fold. Then coming up, looking over right shoulder, pointing left foot, coming onto the knee, lift your hips. Then come down, swing the left hand back, looking over left shoulder, hand on the mat, lift your right, flex the foot, wild thing. Come right into plank, downward dog. Lift your left leg. Foot forward, back heel down. Warrior one. Warrior two. Look over the right shoulder, take the hand down, reverse your warrior, left knee moves forward. Come back into warrior two. Swing your back arm forward. Hands in prayer. Cross your thumbs. Lean in. Lift your back heel and glide up. Warrior three. Then lean it slowly back. Heel down. Warrior two. Straighten your front leg. Hands to hips. Turn your left toes in. Back it up if needed. Inhale, lift your chest. Fold at the hips. And you go down. Hands between the feet and drop. Squeeze the elbows together, upper back lifting towards the hips. Coming up halfway, now you can choose to either grab the two big toes, or then again, fold a little bit deeper, bending knees slightly, seeing if you can get the crown of the head down. Otherwise, you keep holding the big toes. Okay, here we go, and if you're ready, you can either float your legs out to the side or back onto elbows, two big toes touch, take another breath. And then we float again out and down. We come up into a halfway lift, walk it in if you need to. Turn your left toes out, come up with a straight spine, warrior two. Then you take your hands down, you lift your back heel, right hand down, keep your back leg super straight. And you're gonna come onto the outer edge of that heel, swing the left foot back behind the right knee joint, reach your left arm forward, not up, forward, and open to the side. Then coming into plank, and then coming into downward facing dog. Okay, here we go. Lift your heels, look up, hopper step. Halfway up, and then we fold. We come all the way up. We go all the way down. Halfway up, and we hopper step back into downward facing dog. Okay. Here we go. Plank, chaturanga, up dog, bending left knee, rolling, sitting to the back. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, coming up, just one side. We're gonna look over the right again, point the foot, roll back into your up dog, knee down, or cobra, of course. Take the toes down, downward facing dog. Let's do another one. Lift your right leg. Knee to chest, look up. Step, coming onto your fingertips, back heel down. Again, warrior one, warrior two. Now, from warrior two, I want you to turn your chin over your chest, take your arms up, straighten your front leg, turn your back toes out a little bit and bend that knee instead and flex your right foot. So it's a little bit of a squat. Then we come up. We bend the right knee and flex the left toe, squat again. Coming back up. Bending left knee, flexing right toe, squat. Now stay right there, take another breath. Keep that chest open. And then take your hands down, walk them to the back of your mat, turning your toes to the back of the mat and lifting your back heel. Then walk your left foot over towards your right hand or to the side edge of the mat and take your knee down. This is pigeon. We're gonna stretch. Right leg behind us. So don't worry about how deep your hips go. Don't worry about that. Inhale, lift your chest, walk your hands just a little bit more forward. Take your hands flat and then wave down, just like we did in the beginning. And wave back up. Feel the flow. Even if you haven't felt like you've been flowing, see if you can link into that. Coming back up. And one more time, flow it down. And coming back up again. Okay, walk your hands in. Turn your back toes under, lift your knee. And see if you can step your left foot back to the center of your mat, right between your hands. Boom. Okay, take your back heel down, spin it open, warrior two. Straighten, turn to the front of your mat, warrior two. Take your hands down, lift your back heel, left hand flat. Come onto the outer edge of your back foot, swing it back, reach your right arm forward, side plank. Downward facing dog. Lift your heels. No, let's not jump. Let's come forward into plank, chaturanga. Up dog, bend your right knee. Turn over left leg, Janu Shasana, knee out to the side. Fold. Come back up, look over your left shoulder, hand down, point your left foot, come back into your up dog or cobra. There we are. Toes down, downward facing dog. Now it's the left leg. Lift the left leg. Knee to chest, stepping through, up onto your fingertips. Back heel down, warrior two. Okay, and from warrior two, we turn the chin over the chest. We lift the arms up. Lift the arms up. We straighten the front leg. We turn the back toes out a little bit and we bend that knee as we flex the front foot and we squat. And then we come up and we do the other side. Yeah. And then we come up and again, we bend the right knee, flex left foot. And we hold it there for an extra breath. And then we take our hands down, keep your backs really straight, and you turn to the back of the mat, lifting back heel. Then walking your right foot over to the left side of the mat, take your knee down, stretch your left leg long, lift your chest. Walk your hands forward a little bit, and we wave it down. We wave it up. We wave it down. We come up and down. We come back up. We walk the hands in. We turn the back toes. We lift strongly through that back leg. Pull the belly in and see if you can use your core to bring that foot right to the center of the mat. Coming up onto the fingertips, back heel down, warrior two. Coming up, turning to the front of the mat, warrior two. Hands down, lift your back heel. Right hand flat. And then spinning your left toes behind your right knee. Don't forget to flex the right foot. Reach your left arm forward and spin your chest open. Plank. Downward facing dog. Okay guys, this is the last sequence that we're gonna do. So stay with me. Lift your heels, look up. Hop or step. Halfway up, and we fold. Keep connecting. As we come up, we press the hands together. We go all the way back down again. That breath is flowing, man. halfway up, downward dog. We're going to do the full Janu Shirshasana sequence. It's chaturanga, up dog, bend your left knee, roll over right leg, inhale, exhale. Come up, look over left shoulder, take the hand down, press the hips up, coming onto left knee. Come back down again. Look over right shoulder, hand to the mat. Lift your left knee, flex the back foot, side. Spin it, downward facing dog. Now, lift right leg, bend your knee into chest, look up. Okay, keep that foot flexed. Now, we're gonna take that right leg and we're gonna kick it all the way out to the left, right at the height of the hip, so it's pretty high. Flexing that foot, and then you're gonna spin to the back of your mat. So on your right hand, you're just gonna spin open, bloop, and you sit. So now your left leg is on the mat, your right leg is not on the mat. It's perfect. You lift your chest, and I want you to fold down your left leg. Walk your hands down and drop wherever you can. Take a breath. And then come back up again. Look over your right shoulder, take the hand back to the mat. See if you can bring it over to the right side of the mat. Your feet are flexed, you're gonna turn them both to the right. And you're gonna lift your hips. It's like fallen triangle. And you're gonna take that left arm up and over. You keep pushing your pubic bone away from the bottom hand. Then take this top arm and you're gonna spin it down. So it's a little bit of a twist. You're gonna take that left hand down and pull your right knee back into your chest. And that's enough. Downward facing dog. Okay, here we go. Plank. Chaturanga. Up dog. Bend your right knee. Rolling over left leg, sitting to the back. Fold. Come back up. Look over right shoulder, hand down. Point your left foot. Coming onto that right knee. Push away from the bottom hand. Take it down. Looking over left shoulder. Lifting right knee, flexing left foot. Side plank, or what we call the wild thing. And then we flip into plank. Downward dog. Lift your left leg. Knee to chest. Plank. Now, core work here. Pull that knee in. Keep your right leg really, really straight. Flex your left foot. And then we're going to press that left leg all the way out to the side. See if you can get it up to about the level of your hip. Okay, then from there, we're going to kind of pivot on that left hand, right, to spin to the back of the mat. So we just plop down. Right leg on the mat, left leg not on the mat. Lift up, turn, fold. Down right leg. Then we come back up. We look over the left shoulder. We take the left hand back to the mat, more to the left side. Feet are flexed. Turn them both to the left. Keep those ankles really strong. And then you lift as you come onto inner edge and outer edge of foot. And that right arm comes up and over. And then you spin it further down towards the mat. So you're kind of like in that plank position. Okay, now we're gonna pull that left knee back into the chest. And that's it. Downward facing dog. Okay, now in this down dog, we're gonna hop to the middle of our hands on our knees. We're not gonna hop with our feet, but our knees. So you don't wanna go banging down with your knees. You wanna use the tops of your feet to kind of drag and support you. So you lift your heels, you look up, and you can practice this, okay? Do not go slamming down. You bend your knees, use your core, and you kind of drag the knees in between. Okay, and we sit back on our heels. Arms out to the side. So it looks like this. The goal pose position. We lengthen the tailbone straight down. And the chest is up. We start to lean back to float the knees slightly off the ground. Even if they don't make it up, don't force it, okay? But it's in that direction. Okay, it's just opening up the fronts of our legs. Finding some stillness. Let's take about 2 or 3 more breaths. Open the chest, open the throat. One more breath. Yeah, expansion. And then slowly, slowly taking the knees back down and the hands down. Okay, we come forward, we cross our ankles, and then we sit back. And we bring our legs forward in front of us like this. I'm just gonna turn so you see me better. I'm gonna bring my right shin bone parallel in front of me, pretty much parallel in front of my pelvis. Okay, so my right knee is practically in front, right straight in a vertical line in front of my hip. Then I'm gonna take my left foot and I'm gonna place it on top of my right knee. And I'm gonna see if I can get my left knee a little bit closer towards my right foot. Now, the gap that's between your knee and your foot is pretty much an indication about some stickiness and some tightness in your hips. So if this is really challenging and you're falling backwards, just take your top foot and place it forward on the ground, okay? This is double pigeon. So before, when we were to the back of the mat with one knee in between, that was single pigeon. Now it's double pigeon. Hold the lap, lift your chest, and see if you can just walk your hands a little forward. This is my tight side, so I'm gonna be a little bit more generous on this side. Okay, maybe you can take your hands flat, and you can start to release your elbows and your shoulders, and then finally your head, and just take a few breaths there. So we're just surrendering into that silence now, that non-moving. Finally, as we take about 3 more breaths. And then lifting the head and walking the hands back in, sitting up, leaning back into the hands, and unleash. Just release the legs down. Shake it out, get some movement in your hip joints. And then we come sit up again. Now this time it's going to be your left shin bone running parallel in front of you, and the left knee practically in front of your hip. And now you'll take your right foot and you'll place it on top of that left knee. And see, basically, if you can stack the knees and the feet right on top of each other. So this side is a little bit more open for me. I can see it because my right knee comes pretty much down to the foot. So I have a little bit more space, and I've learned that. I know that now, that my left hip is gluier than my right hip. So it's really important that we know the differences between all of our different sides of our body. Very, very important. That's part of yoga. It's not about correcting it. It's just being very aware of that. And we lift up and we walk our fingertips more forward wherever we can until we feel the amount of sensation that we can tolerate and not go beyond that, right? We just want to feel it, just feeling it. Some of you might want to go further, taking the palms down, relaxing elbows and shoulders, and then dropping and just finally surrendering into that non-moving. Releasing any muscular tension you might be feeling. Finding the sweet spot. Okay, and so you know your option. If it was challenging to put the foot on the knee, you just simply take your right foot to the floor in front of your knee. Let's take about 2 more breaths. And then lifting your head, walking back in, sitting up, leaning back. That helps us release and wiggle it out. Okay, all right, so let's come into the center of our mat. We go slowly down. Keep your knees bent. Walk the heels back towards your sit bones so your knees are nicely bent. Rest your hands on your ribs. And then walk your feet wider right to the edges of the mat so you feel the edge of the mat running down the middle of the sole of your foot. And then you just swing, just dropping the knees side to side. Yeah, back and forth. Okay. coming back to center, and then walking the feet together, completely together, folding your right knee over your left, taking your arms out to the sides. First start with the palms of the hands down. Keeping your left foot on the ground, just hang your knees to the left. As you roll onto outer edge left foot, without forcing the knees, just let them drop there. Open the palms of the hands and let your head roll in any direction it naturally wants to go. And then just become quiet, taking a couple more breaths. Allowing the shoulders to become heavy, your facial expression soft. And then turning palms of the hands down, centering the head. Exhaling, rolling back onto left foot. Uncross, feet together. Left knee over. And then hang your knees to the right, rolling onto the right outer edge of your foot. Letting them hang. Open palms. Drop your head where it wants to go. Recentering your head, palms down, belly in, exhale, roll onto right foot, and we uncross. Okay, we take our arms down, palms open, and then we release the legs down, right below the hip sockets. Allow the feet to flop out to the sides. Drop your chin heavily towards the throat. Soften your lips. Close your eyes. Just stay there for a few moments of Shavasana as you surrender. And if you're close to your video and you have the option to press pause, do that very slowly. And as you become really quiet, listen to all the sounds around you. Absorb all the sounds that you hear in your room and outside the room. Perhaps you can hear some birds. It's been beautiful weather. And you take this time for yourself to just allow all of your systems to come back to a quiet state and sensing into just the flow of your breath. Something is always flowing with you. Always there's something flowing. Even when your outer shell becomes really quiet. And so you stay as long as you like, and only when you're ready, you go ahead and start to make some movements with your fingers and your toes, your neck, as you allow your head to roll a little bit from side to side. And then start to make some bigger movements through your elbows, your knees, your shoulders, and start to reach and lengthen. And then walk your knees into your chest. Hold the knees and roll to one side. And you'll work your way back up into sit, and you'll join me. Okay. Widen the sit bones away from each other, cross your legs. Hold the knees, lift your belly open, your chest and your throat. Roll the shoulders back. Close your eyes for a moment and just lean into the back side of your body. Exhaling into the back side of your body. This helps to soften the front side. Staying still. Take your left hand to your chest, and the right hand on top, and the thumbs touch. And as we breathe in, open the chest higher into the hands, and we bow. And we float the head back up again, hands together. Namaste.